the key to the unseen. Salamu, alakamwa, Rahmatullah, Huba Barakatu. Peace and blessings be upon you all. Welcome back to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed, seekers of knowledge. To this gathering dedicated to exploring one of the pinnacles of Islamic metaphysical thought, today we turn our hearts and minds to a seminal text, the Miftah al-Ghayb, the Key to the Unseen, authored by the great Shaykh Sadr al-Qunawi. May God sanctify his secret. To truly appreciate the Miftah, we must first situate ourselves in its world. Al-Qunawi was not merely a scholar. He was the foremost disciple, stepson, and spiritual heir of the Shaykh al-Akbar, the greatest master, Muhyiddin ibn Arabi. He was born around the year 1207 in Malatya, in what is now modern-day Turkey, and passed into the divine presence in Konya in 1274. Al-Qunawi's life was a bridge between the profound, often ecstatic illuminations of his master and the rigorous systematic articulation required for these truths to be preserved and transmitted. He was a master of the rational sciences, a jurist, a hadith scholar. But above all, he was a knower of God, an Arif Billah. His mission, as he saw it, was to build a coherent, systematic framework for the Gnostic sciences that Ibn Arabi had unveiled to the world. And the Miftah al-Ghayb stands as the very cornerstone of this monumental project. This book is not a beginner's guide. It is a dense, highly sophisticated work of theosophy, addressed to those already on the path, those who have tasted something of the realities it describes. Al-Qunawi himself states in his introduction that his aim is to provide a key, a miftah, that unlocks the treasuries of divine knowledge. This is not just a metaphor. The book is structured as a key, designed to open the locks on the most profound mysteries of existence. It is his magnum opus, a work that synthesizes the revelatory insights of Sufism with the demonstrative proofs of philosophy and theology, creating a new science, al-ilm al-ilahi, the divine science, in its Akbarian form. The very title, The Key to the Unseen, tells us everything. The Ghayb, the unseen, is not merely what is hidden from our physical senses. It is the entire realm of transcendent realities, the divine names and attributes, the archetypal essences, and the very nature of the divine essence itself. Al-Qunawi's key is a methodology. It is a way of knowing, a way of seeing. He argues that the intellect, AKL, while essential, has its limits. To access the Ghayb, one needs kashf, or a spiritual unveiling, a direct tasting and witnessing from God. The Miftah is the intellectual blueprint that validates, organizes, and explains what is witnessed through kashf. It is the science of Gnosis. At the very heart of the Miftah lies the fundamental doctrine of Wahdat al-Wujud, the oneness of being. Al-Qunawi provides one of the most rigorous and philosophically sophisticated expositions of this principle ever written. He begins with the absolute, the unconditioned reality of true existence, al-Wujud al-Haq. This is God in his essence, beyond all names, attributes, and relations. This reality is pure, simple, and utterly transcendent. From our perspective, it is a dark abyss of unknowing, the AMA, or the blind cloud. However, Al-Qunawi explains, this absolute reality possesses an inherent eternal inclination to know itself, to witness its own perfections. This is the love mentioned in the famous sacred hadith. I was a hidden treasure and I loved to be known, so I created the creation that I might be known. This primordial love initiates the process of divine self-disclosure, or tajalli. The first determination is the level of ahadiyya, oneness, where all possibilities are contained within the essence undifferentiated. This then unfolds into the level of wahida, uniqueness, where the divine names and attributes become distinct within the divine knowledge. These names are the eternal archetypes, the ahan al-thabita, the fixed realities of all possible things. Al-Qunawi masterfully explains that the entire cosmos, everything other than God, or siwa Allah, is nothing but the locus of manifestation, the theater, for these divine names. Creation does not add anything to true existence. Rather, the universe is the perpetual self-revelation of Wujud. Every atom, every star, every soul is a unique reflection of a specific constellation of divine names. The world is a vast mirror, and in it, God witnesses his own beauty and majesty. This is not pantheism. Al-Qunawi is meticulously careful to maintain the absolute transcendence of the divine essence while affirming his immanence in all of creation. The creator is not the creation, yet the creation has no reality apart from the creator's reality. This is the paradox that lies at the heart of existence. From this cosmological vision, al-Qunawi develops the concept of the macrocosmic human, al-Insan, al-Kabir. Often we hear that the human is a microcosm, a small universe. Al-Qunawi, following Ibn Arabi, flips this perspective. The universe is the macrocosmic human. The cosmos, in its entirety, is a single, large person, with its spirit, soul, body, and limbs corresponding to the different levels of existence, from the highest archangels down to the mineral kingdom. The universe is a book, and its meaning is man. This leads us to one of the most crucial themes in the Miftah, the perfect human, al-Insan, al-Kamil. If the universe is the large human, the perfect human is the spirit of that universe. He is the microcosm who contains all the realities of the macrocosm. Because only the perfect human, exemplified by the prophets and the greatest saints, has the capacity to be a complete and polished mirror, reflecting all the divine names simultaneously. While a rock may reflect the name the strong, and water may reflect the life-giver, only the perfect human integrates all names. From Jalal majesty to Jamal beauty. The perfect human is the isthmus, the barzakh, between God and creation. He is the reason for creation's existence and the channel through which divine mercy and knowledge flow to the world. He is the vicegerent, the Khalifa, in the truest sense. For al-Qunawi, the ultimate expression of the perfect human is the Muhammadan reality, al-Haqiqa al-Muhammadiyya. This is not just the historical person of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, but his eternal, cosmic reality, which is the first entification of the divine consciousness and the spirit that animates all of existence. Every prophet and saint is a manifestation of this single, comprehensive reality. To know oneself, then, in the deepest sense, is to realize this Muhammadan reality within one's own being. To polish the heart's mirror until it perfectly reflects the divine attributes. The structure of the Miftah is itself a teaching. It begins with a profound introduction and a prolegomenon that lays out the principles of this divine science. The body of the work then unfolds these principles, discussing the nature of the divine names, the ranks of existence, the relationship between the eternal archetypes and their external manifestations, the intricate dynamics of divine self-disclosure. Al-Qunawi's style is precise, logical, and unapologetically intellectual. He uses the terminology of the philosophers, the theologians, and the Sufis, but he forges them into a new unified language for expressing gnosis. He is building a bridge for the rational mind to approach the citadel of the heart. The influence of the Miftah al-Ghayb on subsequent Islamic thought cannot be overstated. It became the foundational text for what is known as the school of Ibn Arabi. All major commentators on Ibn Arabi's work, from al-Kashani and al-Jandi in the immediate next generations, to figures like Abd al-Ghani, al-Nabuzi, and Imam al-Alusi, centuries later, were deeply indebted to al-Qunawi's systematic formulation. He made the Iberian Ocean navigable. His work was particularly influential in the Persian-speaking world, where it was studied by luminaries of the school of Isfahan, and it became a cornerstone of Ottoman intellectual and spiritual life. Even today, for anyone who wishes to seriously study the metaphysics of Ibn Arabi, the Miftah al-Ghayb is the indispensable starting point. It is the key that was promised. In conclusion, al-Qunawi's Key to the Unseen is more than just a book. It is a spiritual and intellectual program for the realization of the divine oneness. It charts the journey of the soul from the illusion of separation to the reality of union. It provides the seeker with a conceptual map of the cosmos, both external and internal, showing how every part relates to the whole, and how the whole is nothing but the self-revelation of the one true reality. It affirms that the highest form of knowledge is not simply accumulated information, but a transformative vision, a witnessing, a gnosis that brings the heart to life. The Miftah teaches us that the key to unlocking the greatest mysteries of the unseen lies not in some distant heaven, but within the depths of our own being, in the polished mirror of a heart that is surrendered to God. To read the Miftah is to undertake a profound spiritual exercise. It challenges the intellect, polishes the heart, and elevates the spirit. It is a testament to the fact that in Islam, the path of knowledge and the path of love are not separate. They are two wings of the same bird, soaring towards the presence of the beloved. It is a call to become that perfect human, the complete mirror, for the sake of whom the heavens and the earth were brought into being. Thank you for joining me on this brief journey into this magnificent work. May its light continue to illuminate the hearts of seekers. Peace be with you.